Okay, in this video, we want to find the 53rd derivative of sine 2x, and so let's begin. So problems like this with very high order of derivative, you're going to want to find a pattern. So what we're going to do is find the first, second, third, fourth derivative and see if we can find a pattern. So let's get started. So first we're going to calculate just the derivative, the first derivative. So this is a basic chain rule problem. The derivative of sine is cosine, and the derivative of 2x would be 2. So we're going to get 2 cosine 2x. Then we're going to continue this, and let's get the second derivative. So again, another chain rule. The derivative of cosine would be negative sine. So we're going to get negative 2 sine. Then we need to get the derivative of the inside piece, and the derivative of 2x is going to be 2. So we're going to get negative 4 sine 2x. So we're going to continue this and see if we can spot a pattern. So we'll do the third derivative. So again, same thing. The derivative of sine is cosine. And so we're going to get negative 4 cosine. And then the derivative of 2x is 2. So we're going to get negative 8 cosine 2x. So we're going to go again. Let's do the fourth derivative. And same thing. So the derivative of cosine would be negative sine. So that's going to cancel with this negative. And the derivative of 2x is going to be 2. So we're going to get negative 8 times negative 2. So we're going to get a positive 16 sine 2x. And so if you notice, we started out with sine, a positive sine. Then we got positive cosine. Then we got negative sine. Then we got negative cosine. And now we're back to positive sine, which is like this. So my prediction right away for the fifth derivative, it's going to be something like this, where it's going to be a positive cosine. If I'm correct, then I think I've found a pattern, and then I can go and come up with my 53rd derivative. But let's just try the fifth derivative and see what do we get if my prediction is correct. So the derivative of sine is cosine. That's good. The derivative of 2x is 2. So we're going to get 16 times 2, which is 32 cosine 2x. So my prediction was right. At this point, now we need to come up with a pattern. So the coefficient, number of friends. So the first derivative, it was 2. Second, it was 4. Third, it was 8. Fourth, it was 16. So it's like 2 raised to something. So 2 raised to 1 is 2. 2 raised to 2 is 4. 2 raised to 3 is 8. 2 raised to 4 is 16. So that's how we get the coefficient. It doesn't address the negative, but it just addresses the number in front. Now, our sine and cosine. So it starts out with sine, then it goes to cosine, then sine, then cosine, then sine, then cosine. So that pattern, we could say that every 4 is going to go back to sine, because the next one, the fifth one, is going to be cosine, then sine, cosine, then sine. And so right away, I can say that the 8th derivatives, 12, 16, 20, 24, will be sine. This is going to be very handy when we want to find our 53rd derivative. Also, looking at this again, the first and third derivative, it was cosine, and the second and fourth, it was sine. So you can say all of the odd derivatives would be cosine, and all of the even derivatives would be sine. So we have 53rd derivative, and 53 is odd, so we know it's going to be a cosine. But now we need to address whether it's going to be positive or negative. So it goes from first derivative positive, second derivative negative, third is negative, fourth is positive. So I know every 4, it will at least be positive. So now I kind of have a roadmap to solve this problem. So let's first figure out the coefficient. So first derivative is 2, second is 4, and again we came up with this 2 raised to x. We want to find the 53rd derivative, so it's going to be 2 raised to 53. Now, we still don't know if it's going to be positive or negative, but we know at least the coefficient. And we said 53rd, 53 is odd, and we said all of the odd derivatives for this problem, it's going to be cosine, and all of the even will be sine. So 53 is odd, so we know it's going to be cosine, parentheses, 2x. So the only thing we need to figure out now is whether it's going to be negative or positive. And like I mentioned, every 4 is positive. And 53 divided by 4 is not a whole number, but 52 divided by 4 would give us 13. And so if you do 4 times 13, you get 52. Now we want 53. So the pattern would continue to 53. So if this piece is like 52, the next piece is 53. And the next piece is also positive. And so 53rd derivative will also be positive. And so this right here would be our final answer. And that's all we need to do for this problem. Also, check out the description box for additional problems.